Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Everyday English Talk channel, where learning English is easy and fun. I'm Luna.
Hello, Luna. Hi, everyone. I am so happy to be here today. I'm John, and we have some real talk for our listeners today.
We're so happy you're here with us today.
Luna, I think today's topic is something that almost every English learner struggles with.
I completely agree.
In fact, it doesn't matter whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced learner.
That's true.
At some point, nearly everyone experiences it.
Absolutely.
Today's topic is the psychology of speaking English with confidence.
That's such an important topic.
It really is.
Because many learners think speaking English is only about vocabulary and grammar.
But there's much more to it.
Exactly.
A large part of speaking English successfully is actually psychological.
Meaning it happens in the mind.
Right.
Sometimes learners know enough English to communicate.
Yet they still struggle to speak.
And the reason isn't always language ability.
Sometimes it's fear.
Sometimes it's anxiety.
Sometimes it's self-doubt.
And sometimes it's overthinking.
Today, we're going to explore all of those things.
And hopefully help our listeners become more confident English speakers. Understanding confidence.
Let's start with a simple question.
Go ahead.
What is confidence?
That's a great question.
How would you define it?
I think confidence is believing that you can handle a situation, even if you aren't perfect.
I love that definition.
Many people think confidence means having no fear.
But that's not true.
Not at all.
Even confident people feel nervous sometimes.
Exactly.
The difference is that they continue anyway.
That's the key.
Confidence isn't the absence of fear.
It's taking action despite fear.
Beautifully said.
Thank you. Why learners lose confidence?
There are several reasons.
Let's explore them one by one. The first reason is fear of making mistakes.
That's probably the biggest one.
I agree.
I remember when I first started speaking English.
Were you nervous?
Extremely nervous.
Why?
Because I wanted every sentence to be perfect.
I had the same problem.
Really?
Absolutely.
What happened?
I spent so much time trying to avoid mistakes that I barely spoke at all.
That's very common.
I would create a sentence in my mind.
Then check the grammar?
Yes.
Then check the vocabulary?
Exactly.
Then check pronunciation?
Yes.
By that time, the conversation had already moved on.
That's exactly what happened.
Perfectionism can be a huge obstacle.
Definitely. The fear of judgment.
Another major psychological challenge is fear of judgment.
Oh, yes.
Many learners worry about what others think.
They imagine everyone is analyzing their mistakes.
But is that really true?
Usually not.
I agree.
Most people are focused on themselves.
Not on judging others.
Exactly.
Have you ever noticed that?
Definitely.
Learners often think they're being watched closely.
But most listeners are simply trying to understand the conversation.
That's true.
In fact, many people admire someone who is speaking a second language.
That's an excellent point.
Learning another language requires courage.
It really does.
The inner voice.
Let's talk about something interesting.
What's that?
The inner voice.
That's a fascinating topic.
We all have an inner voice.
The voice inside our head.
Exactly.
Sometimes that voice helps us.
And sometimes it hurts us.
Very true.
What kinds of negative thoughts do English learners have?
Things like, my English isn't good enough.
I've heard that many times.
Everyone speaks better than me.
Another common one?
I'm going to embarrass myself.
Yes.
I'll never become fluent.
That's a dangerous thought.
It really is.
Why?
Because our thoughts influence our behavior.
Absolutely.
If you constantly tell yourself that you're bad at English, your confidence decreases.
And you avoid speaking.
Exactly.
Then you get less practice,
Which slows improvement.
creating a negative cycle.
Right. Confidence comes from evidence.
Here's something I learned years ago.
What's that?
Confidence doesn't come from positive thinking alone.
Interesting.
Confidence comes from evidence.
Explain that.
Every time you successfully communicate in English, your brain collects evidence.
Evidence that you can do it.
Exactly.
That's powerful.
Small successes matter.
Very much.
Ordering coffee in English,
Having a short conversation.
understanding a podcast.
Answering a question.
All of these experiences build confidence.
Step by step. Why overthinking hurts fluency.
Another psychological challenge is overthinking.
That's a huge one.
Why do learners overthink so much?
Because they want to avoid mistakes.
Ironically, overthinking often creates more mistakes.
Exactly.
Speaking should feel natural,
Like a flowing conversation.
but overthinking interrupts the flow.
It turns communication into an exam.
That's a great way to describe it.
Conversations aren't grammar tests.
They're opportunities to connect.
Exactly. The brain and language.
Let's talk about the brain.
I love this topic.
Did you know that stress affects language performance?
Yes,
When people become anxious, their brains become less efficient,
that's true.
even if they know the correct words.
They may struggle to remember them.
Exactly.
Have you ever forgotten a simple word because you were nervous?
Many times.
Me too.
Then later, you remember it immediately,
That's because stress interferes with recall.
which is completely normal.
Learners should remember that. Building a growth mindset.
Another important psychological concept is mindset.
Specifically, a growth mindset.
What is a growth mindset?
It's the belief that abilities can improve through effort and practice.
As opposed to a fixed mindset.
Exactly.
A fixed mindset says, I'm bad at English.
A growth mindset says, I'm still learning English.
That's a huge difference.
One creates limitation.
The other creates possibility.
Exactly. Confidence and repetition.
Let's discuss repetition.
One of the most underrated learning tools.
Absolutely.
People often want fast results.
But confidence is built through repetition.
Every conversation teaches your brain something.
Every listening session.
Every speaking practice.
Every mistake.
Every correction. Over time, confidence becomes stronger.
Because familiarity reduces fear.
Accepting imperfection.
Here's an important question.
Go ahead.
Can someone become fluent without being perfect?
Absolutely.
I agree.
In fact, perfection isn't required.
Not even close.
Native speakers aren't perfect either.
That's true.
They make grammar mistakes.
They forget words.
They restart sentences.
They correct themselves.
Yet they communicate successfully.
Exactly.
Communication matters more than perfection. The power of small wins.
Let's talk about celebrating progress.
I think that's very important. Why? Because many learners focus only on what's missing.
Instead of noticing improvement.
Exactly.
Maybe 6 months ago, they couldn't understand a podcast.
But now they can.
Maybe they couldn't introduce themselves.
But now they can have conversations.
Those achievements matter.
Absolutely. Speaking confidence and body language.
Here's something many learners overlook.
What's that?
Body language.
Oh, yes.
Confidence isn't only mental.
It's physical too.
Standing straight,
Smiling,
making eye contact.
breathing calmly.
These habits affect confidence.
More than people realize. Comparing yourself to others.
Another psychological trap is comparison.
That's a big one.
Why is comparison dangerous?
Because everyone has a different journey.
Exactly.
Different backgrounds,
Different opportunities,
different learning styles.
different amounts of practice.
Comparing yourself unfairly can damage motivation.
That's true.
The best comparison is with your past self.
I couldn't agree more.
Creating positive speaking experiences. How can learners build confidence faster? By creating positive speaking experiences.
What do you mean?
Practice in supportive environments.
Such as language exchange groups?
Exactly.
Or friendly conversation clubs?
Yes. People learn best when they feel safe. Absolutely. Final summary.
We've covered a lot today.
We certainly have.
Let's summarize the psychology of speaking English with confidence.
Great idea.
First, confidence is not the absence of fear.
It's taking action despite fear.
Second, perfectionism hurts fluency.
Communication matters more than perfection.
Third, most people are not judging you.
They're simply listening.
Fourth, negative self-talk reduces confidence.
Positive and realistic thinking helps.
Fifth, confidence comes from experience.
Small wins create evidence.
Sixth, overthinking blocks natural communication.
Relaxed conversations improve fluency.
Seventh, a growth mindset supports progress.
Improvement is always possible.
Eighth, repetition builds familiarity.
Familiarity reduces fear.
Ninth, body language affects confidence.
And 10th, comparing yourself to others is unnecessary.
Focus on your own journey.
Exactly. Closing message.
Before we finish, let's give our listeners one final message.
I'd love that.
To everyone listening right now,
If you're afraid to speak English, remember that confidence is not something you wait for.
it's something you build.
One conversation at a time.
One sentence at a time.
One mistake at a time.
Don't let fear stop you.
Don't let perfectionism control you.
Your English doesn't need to be perfect.
It just needs to be used.
Every time you speak, you grow.
Every time you try, you improve.
Trust the process.
Trust yourself.
Keep practicing.
Keep speaking.
Keep learning.
And keep believing in your progress.
Thank you so much for listening to Everyday English Talk channel.
We hope today's conversation helped you understand the psychology behind confidence.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.